Hello everyone, welcome to HC Tutorials, and today we're dealing with trigonometry. Okay, so before we start simplifying and everything else, I would like us to start by understanding this diagram here. Okay, we call it the cast diagram. Okay, so as you can see, we have 0. Our diagram or our Cartesian plane starts from 0, it goes to 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and then it ends at 360 degrees. Okay, so we have A here, we have S here, we have T, and we have C. Okay, this A here stands for all. What does this all mean? It means that sine, cos, and tan in this area, they are all what? Positive. Okay, so it means in this area, in the first quadrant, all of these ratios, all of these sine, cos, and tan, they are what? They are positive. Okay, and then this S here that we see, it means that only sine is positive. Okay, the rest are what? Are negative. Cos and tan, they are negative. In the what? Second quadrant. Okay, and then this T here, it means what? Only tan is positive. Sine and cos, they are what? They are negative. Okay, where? In the third quadrant. Okay, and then this here, it means that only cos is positive. Okay, sine and tan, they are negative. Where? In the fourth quadrant. Okay, so now as we go on, we know that from this point here to here, it's any number from or any angle from 0 degrees to 90 degrees. Okay, it means for me to be in this angle, in the first quadrant, I'll have to have 90 minus theta, where theta is my angle. Okay, why do I say that? If I say 90 minus, if our theta is 10, and I say 90 minus 10, it's going to be 80, and 80 is from 0, is between 0 and 90, so it's going to be in this quadrant. Okay, so going to the next quadrant, we have 90 to 180. Okay, for me to be in this second quadrant, I'll have to have 90 plus theta. Okay, if my theta is 10, it means I'm going to have 90 plus 10, and 90 plus 10 is what? It's 100, which is between 90 and 180. Again, for me to be in this quadrant, I'll have to have 180 degrees minus theta. Okay, if my theta is 10 and I minus 10 from 180 degrees, I'm going to have 170, and 170 is between 180 and 90. Okay, same goes for the third quadrant. For me to be in this quadrant, I'll have to have 180 plus theta. Okay, or 270 minus theta. Okay, same goes for the fourth quadrant. For me to be here in this quadrant, I'll have to have 270, oh sorry about that, I'll have to have 270 plus theta, okay, or 360 minus theta, okay. And that's what typically happens with this diagram, okay. So now you'll find that in the exam they're going to say calculate the sine of 180 minus theta, okay. For you to answer this question, you're just going to say equals to, you check, it says sine 180 minus theta. Where do you find 180 minus theta? You go to your Cartesian plane. We don't have 180 minus theta here. We come to the second quadrant. We have 180 minus theta, okay. And then you check, in the second quadrant, is sine positive or negative? Sine is positive. It means our answer is going to be positive sine theta. And that's your answer. Okay. Another example. Let's say they say calculate, let's say cos of 180 minus theta. Okay. We check, okay. We check for 180 minus theta. Do we have 180 minus theta on the first quadrant? No. Do we have it on the second quadrant? Yes, here it is. And then we check. In the second quadrant here, is cos positive or negative? We check. We can see that cos is what? Is negative. It means our answer is going to be negative cos of theta. Okay, I hope I'm making sense. So now in the exam, they are not gonna make it simple like this, okay. In the exam, they are going to say calculate the sine of 180 minus theta, close bracket, multiply by cos of 180 minus theta, okay, let's say plus theta, okay, all over sine 180, let's say plus theta. In the exam, they're going to give you something like this. And how do you calculate this? You're going to say, you deal with this one first. This one first, okay? Let's say it says sine 180 minus theta. We look for 180. Do we have 180 on the first quadrant? No. Do we have 180 minus theta on the second quadrant? Yes, here it is. Okay. So now it means that we are here at on the second quadrant. We check. We have sine here. Is sine positive or negative on the second quadrant? We check. We can see that what? Sine is positive. Okay. So we're going to have sine of theta. Multiply by, we come to this one. We look for cos 180 plus theta. Okay. Do we have cos 180 plus theta here? No. Do we have it here? No. Do we have it here? Yes, here it is. And then we check. Is cos positive or negative on the third quadrant? It is what? Negative. Okay, so it means we're going to have negative cos of theta. Okay, all over, we go to this one here. Okay, we look for 180 plus theta. Do we have it on the first quadrant? No. Do we have it on the second quadrant? No. Do we have it on the third quadrant? Yes. Okay, we check. Is sine positive or negative on the third quadrant? It is negative. It means we're going to have negative sine of theta. Okay, now we calculate. We can see that we have sine and sine, so this will cancel this one. and this negative will cancel this negative, and we're gonna remain with what? Cos of theta. And that's how you solve it. Okay, so now there's something else that I would like to show you. When we have 90 degrees and 270, we have to do what we call change to cofunction. Okay, and what does this mean? This means that if we have cos of 90 or 270, it will change to sine of that angle. Okay, cos theta will change to sine theta, and also sine theta will change to what? Cos of theta. Okay, also again, if we have tan of theta, it will change to cot of theta. And also this cot of theta, if we have cot theta, it will change to tan theta. Okay, let's do an example. Let me erase this top part. Okay, let me use a red pen. Let's say we want to calculate cos of 90 plus theta. Okay, if we want to calculate this, what are we going to say? We're going to check, we're going to look for cos 90 plus theta. Okay, do we have cos 90 plus theta on the first quadrant? No. Do we have it on the second quadrant? Yes, here it is. Okay, then we check, is cos positive or negative on the second quadrant? It is negative. Okay, so it means our answer is going to be negative. But because whenever we have 90 or 270, we do what we call change to cofunction. So it means now, instead of writing cos, we're going to write what? Sine theta. So our answer is going to be negative sine of theta. Okay, let's do another example for understanding. Let's say we have sine of 90 minus theta. Okay, we check. Okay, we look for what? 90 minus theta. Okay, this is going to be, do we have 90 minus theta on the first quadrant? Yes, we do. Okay, and here we have sine. Is sine positive or negative on the first quadrant? All of them, they are what? Positive on the first quadrant. It means our answer is going to be what? Positive. Okay, so now because we have 90, we have to do what? Change to cofunction. Okay, and if we have sine, what are we going to change our function to? To cos. Okay, so our answer is going to be what? Cos of theta. Okay, let's do one last example. Let's say we have cos of 270. Oh, let me write this word. Cos of 270 plus theta. You can pause the video and try to do this on your own. How can you solve this? Okay, we said we're going to look for what? Cos 270 plus theta. Where is it? On the first quadrant? No. Second? No. Third? No. Fourth quadrant? Yes, we have it. Is cos positive or negative there? It is what? Positive. So our answer is going to be positive. But because we have this 270, we're going to do what? Change to cofunction. And when we change cos, it's going to be what? Sine of theta. And that's our answer. And that's how you solve these kind of questions. Okay, so before I leave, I would like to leave a small homework for you. Please solve for me cos of 90 minus theta multiply sine of 90 plus theta all divided by cos of 270 minus theta multiplied by cos of 90 plus theta. Please solve this and then drop your answer in the comment section. Thank you so much. See you on the next video.